He's going to go shortly, I believe. Got to let our engine warm up. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 taxis for the grass, for runway 12 for a local flight, Maryborough. Okay, here we go. Okay, today we are going to do some examples of landings and takeoffs. I hope the grass has been mown. So those landings might include soft field, short field, turbulence, crosswind, and that applies to landings and takeoffs. Could also be dodging the black hawks, the birds that hang around here. Could also be a go-round because the situations weren't good. Temperature's 49 and we are ready to enter, roll and line up and take off. Maryborough traffic, Technam, Microlight 657. Are you okay if I enter and backtrack runway 12 and do a takeoff once you get down the threshold of 17?
Maryborough traffic, Technam 8006. That is fine with me. Maryborough traffic.
Right, I'll let you know when I'm about to take off, and I'm entering backtracking runway 12 for a local circuit flight. So first thing we're going to do is a normal takeoff. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 lines up runway 12 and holds for the Technam.
Maryborough traffic, 68226, Maryborough traffic.
Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 lines up rolls runway 12 for a circuit, Maryborough traffic. There we go. Traffic, Microlight 6257 airborne runway 12, flying through 400 for 500 feet for a circuit runway 12, Maryborough traffic. Radio people. Now at our circuit altitude, maintaining runway heading. We'll wait for the Technam to get airborne. Traffic, Microlight 6257 turns crosswind runway 12 and will extend crosswind until the Technam is clear. Maryborough.
Maryborough traffic, 68226 is rolling over runway 17. Maryborough traffic. Traffic, Microlight 6257 turns downwind runway 12 for a touch and go, Maryborough. This first landing is going to be a nice, smooth, normal approach, depending on what the wind's going to do for us. Okay, so we're just about at the end of our downwind. The Technam is airborne.
500 feet. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns base, runway 12 for a touch and go, Maryborough. So this is a normal kind of an approach. And we check that there's nothing incoming on runway 12. We try and visualise where the Technam is. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns final, short final, runway 12 for a touch and go, Maryborough. Okay, and now we're...
Traffic, signaling through zone 6, departing the circuit, crosswind, runway 17, heading to the east training area, currently 1,000 feet, on climb to 2,000 feet, Maryborough traffic.
So here we are, we're on descent, 500 feet per minute, moving to the threshold of runway 12. And power. Hold. Hold down. And we're going. And we're up. That road is interesting. Wow, we've got some lift going on. Okay, this time that was a fairly normal landing. A little bit of a gust and a rotor there, but you'll only get a dead smooth landing in the early morning around Queensland, I tell you. A little bit of wind activity and thermal going on. Not too bad. Right, soft field approach this time, so we've just done a fairly normal takeoff there, climbing out at 800 feet per minute. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is airborne, runway 12, turning crosswind for another circuit, runway 12, Maryborough traffic. Okay, so here we go. We're going around again. This time, as we're going to say, we're going to do a short field landing. Now, landman's coming in low, killing the power at the threshold of the runway, and that means that we can land nice and short, and I will land short as I can. Okay, so we're going to turn downwind here. Because we've got a tailwind, and downwind we're actually going pretty quick ground speed wise, so our circuit time downwind is minimised. And when we turn base, we have to turn slightly upwind to maintain our square base turn. Alright, so we're at 650 feet, we should be a little bit lower. Now, normally a circuit, depends on the aircraft speed, normally a circuit would be either a 500 foot circuit, or if you're in a faster aircraft, 1,000 feet. Here we go, turning. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns a base, runway 12 for a full stop, Maryborough. Okay, we're going to full stop this time because we're going to do a nice, short, abrupt landing. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in nice and low. We're going to hold that crosswind, upwind turn. Okay, Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns short final, runway 12 for a full stop and a backtrack, runway 12, Maryborough. Right, we're lined up. Coming in low. What we're trying to do here, and we're going to keep our speed up because we don't want to have any issues with gusting dropping me. Alright, so we're going to come in nice and low. Nice and low, nice and low, nice and low. So we're really low, really close to the ground. And as soon as we get over a fence or something, we kill the power and hold it off. And we're on the brakes. And look at that, I'll stop short of the threshold. Perfect, okay. So now I can demonstrate a short field takeoff. Now a short field takeoff is basically we want to make sure that we get airborne and all the weight off the wheels as soon as we can, which means we hold the wing forward, we give it full power with the brakes on, and with the brakes on, once the power's come up, we release the brakes and we're going, and we'll be airborne very quickly before the bituman runway, especially with this headwind. Okay, so short field or soft field takeoff. Here we go. Power, go. Holding the wing, and the wheels are light. We're airborne. We're not even halfway to the bituman. Okay, so let's just hold this and make sure. Okay, we've got this. Rotor. Okay, so turbulence. Yeah, I was going to demonstrate turbulence.
Coming through threshing is at the east training area, heading north to Maryborough
We're at 500 feet.
air work over Maryborough for the next 10 minutes. Airborne traffic.
We're at 500 feet before we got to the end of the circuit. Airborne traffic, Microlight 6257 is now airborne runway 12, turning crosswind to runway 12 for another circuit. Airborne traffic. Right, so 500 feet, turn crosswind. Now we've done a short field landing and a short field takeoff. We've done some takeoffs and turbulence. I think I've seen enough of that. But I'll do a low one. What we normally try and do is accelerate. We'll do one. Airborne traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning downwind runway 12 for a touch and go in Maryborough. Now we're going to do a turbulent takeoff, which means we're going to hold her low and then get some speed, and then we're going to blast out of there so that we're above the turbulence nice and quickly. I got my hands full today, but it's not too bad. So we're still flying and we're enjoying ourselves, aren't we? Ooh, there you go, see, a bit of work there. It's a wonder, you wonder where it's coming from. Alright, we're at 600 feet on downwind. Always got to be better to be a little bit higher than a little bit lower. Always watching for traffic and listening to the radio for other traffic. Now we're coming over some roofs, there's a bit of thermal. It's quite warm today. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns to base, runway 12, touch and go, Maryborough. Right, we're on base, turning over the dump, which is always dirty. And we're going to do a turbulent landing. Now, this means we come in quite quickly, okay? So we're going to maintain some power on. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning short final, runway 12, touch and go, Maryborough. Right, power on, hold the bar in slightly, just to keep that power and the speed on, because if there's a gust, we could stall, okay, if we didn't have enough speed. And the speed that we have now means that we have inertia or speed to maintain our flight and not stall. Okay, so I'm coming in pretty hot. Okay, I've got power on, making sure that I make the runway and make it back to the ground safely. And we're going to kill the power, and the aircraft immediately tries to dive. Okay, and we're on the ground, we're on the brakes. So we're going again. And we're going to do a turbulent takeoff. Here we go. Up, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And we're going up. We've got speed, we can blast out of here. Great, there you go. Now another technique I didn't mention with the short field landing particularly, we try to land, especially if it's muddy or gravelly or something like that, we try to touch down as close to the end of the taxi area as we can, so we're not taxiing or running along the dirty gravelly runway for the minimalist time is the purpose. Right, that's turbulence. Shall we try a crosswind? I'm not confident, but we'll give it a go. So we're now going to come in. We've got I'll have to check the crosswind actually. Let's just turn around. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning crosswind runway 12, Maryborough. Okay, so we're going to do a landing on runway 17. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is on downwind runway 17 for a touch and go, Maryborough traffic. Now in this roll, in this landing and takeoff, we'll do it all together. We'll have a crosswind landing and a crosswind takeoff, and you'll notice on landing that we'll be crossed up, and we won't be pointing straight down the runway, but we will be travelling down the runway. We will be travelling along the white line. We will straighten the trike up by lowering the aircraft until the first wheel that will touch straightens the aircraft. Once we're straight and we're happy, we can put the nose wheel down and then stop the aircraft. Takeoff is just basically a matter of dealing with the crosswind and maintaining the runway heading by turning the aircraft into the wind. Okay, Maryborough traffic, Microlight 627 turns base, runway 17 for a touch and go Maryborough traffic. Righty, so this is base, checking for traffic, all good. And now we're going to turn short final. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 turns short final, runway 17, touch and go, Maryborough traffic. And around we come, we're at 500 feet, doing everything today at 500 feet. Normally I'll do it at 1,000, but we don't want to waste all our time climbing right up there. So you'll notice as I come in, I'll make this a normal standard approach, except we'll be coming in slightly crossed up. And the wind is from my left. Okay, so at the moment we're looking practically down the runway. Okay, the nose is to the left, we're pointing slightly to the left. We are trying to... We're just trying to maintain our track. Now I'm going to land long. I'm actually going to go out of here. I'm not liking this trees. We just realised there's mechanical turbulence off these trees. So I'm going to land past the trees. And we're now going to recommence the descent. Okay, here we go. So we're going to come down. We should be past the mechanical rotor, off the trees. Now I'm going to hold some power on because we have turbulence, we've got float with the birds, and we've still got crossed up stuff going on. Now we're going to hold it off. We've got a bird right here. We're going to hold it off, let that wheel turn it, and then we're on the ground. And we're taking off again. That was not pretty. And we're up. Now, remember what I said? Hold the crosswind, turn into the wind slightly, and maintain the runway heading. And you'll notice that we're not actually straight down the runway, but we are travelling in the direction of the heading of the runway. And we're at 300 feet. Now we're going to watch for circuit traffic. Now the next one is like where we always do a turn.
12 miles to the west, northwest down, back to coastal number 1000. And circuit line 13,
Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is airborne runway 17, turning crosswind 417 for another circuit, Maryborough traffic. Yeah, so we basically just track out, allowing for the crosswind as we depart the circuit, or as we track out from the runway. Now we're at circuit height, so we can do another turn downwind now. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning downwind, runway 17, Maryborough traffic. This time we're going to climb to one.
In the Harbour East Bay, seat feeling 380 Delta, dash change is 30 GPS 3 Southeast. That's Alpha 120 on the same inbound, checking for visual left circuit, runway 11, circuit at 13, coming Harbour Bay.
Okay, this time we're holding a right hand turn. We're holding a right hand turn. I didn't mention earlier, we're holding a right hand turn to compensate for that crosswind, so we maintain our distance from the runway. Otherwise we'll end up over the top of it. We won't have enough room to turn our base and final. I did mention earlier as well, last video I did some tests. Last video we did some testing of the GoPro resolution. At the end of this video you will find how I've set the microight.
Feeling 380 Delta, just confirm your inbound from the north. 30 Delta, Zulu Kilo Foxtrot, inbound from Thunderbird, so west, northwest, got 8 miles per hour now, so that's straight in, runway 11, and short final at 12. Okay, copy that, we'll go in as number 2 for you, we'll join our left circuit for runway 11.
Okay, thanks mate. We're going to land long this time, allowing for that crosswind and the rotor off the trees again, but we're going to dive in. This time we're going to do a a 2-stroke microlight type engine out fail safety arrival, as if we had no power, but we're maintaining inertia speed to avoid problems with turbulence and gusting, so we always fly and don't stall. So here we go. Microlight Maryborough, Microlight 627 is finals, runway 17, touch and go, Maryborough. Right, so we're going to maintain this altitude, and we're going to come down slowly, actually. So we're just about over the threshold of 17. We need to maintain airspeed so that we do not stall with these gusting kind of conditions. And we're going to start diving it in now, so here we go. You'll notice the descent is quite different, and we've got a lot of speed. We're actually doing 65 knots airspeed. We're crossed up as usual because we've got that crosswind going on. Okay, we're compensating for that rotor, and we've got to round out now because we've got all sorts of stuff going on. So we're rounding out high, just above the ground, and because of that turbulence, the landing's rubbish. Okay, we're taking off again, straighten the wing, get that bird off the runway. Hey, hold it. Oh, I'm having trouble holding it. Go. And we're off. Okay, so we're out of here. So that's a dive approach with a lot of compensation for other things that were going on.
And traffic Harvey Bay, Zulu, Kilo Foxtrot, joining 3 miles per hour.
Now the last... The last thing I want to demonstrate is S-turns on final. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning crosswind runway 17 for another circuit, Maryborough. This time we'll be using runway 12, Maryborough traffic. Okay, so we're coming around, we're at 700, we'll just drop that down a bit. Now, we're on crosswind for 12 now. We have arrived at the 12 crosswind, we're looking at the windsock, the wind is straight down. This time we are going to do S-turns. Now this occurs when we are too high, too close to the circuit. They can be used just because you've stuffed up the approach and you are too high and you're not going to stop in time by the end of the field if it's a short one. So you want to make sure you land as soon as you can.
10 miles to the east of the aerodrome. Here to the field, 15, we're carrying 2,000 feet on descent, Maryborough traffic.
Okay, so and the S-turns are also used if your engine stopped and you finally got to your aerodrome or airfield for landing, but you're too high. You don't have the opportunity to go round when you don't have engine power. So the idea there is to bleed off your height by doing S-turns. Now you'll notice that I can pretty much hold my position with this headwind today. It's not that bad, but it's just going to help with the S-turns to lower my altitude. I'll come in with no power. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257 is turning base runway 12 for a touch and go, Maryborough. Right, so we're going to come in, basically we're 900 feet, we're going to come in, we've arrived, no power, but we're going to leave the engine on, of course, and we're going to now turn final. Maryborough traffic, Microlight 6257, short final. Runway 12, touch and go, Maryborough. Right, so we're on short final, runway 12. We're high, power's off. Now, if I continue my glide here, I'd probably make it. Let's keep going. Alright, so now if I continue my glide, I would probably overshoot the bituman, so we'll power off and we'll pull the bar in and we'll do some S-turns. And you'll notice this time that I should fall short of the threshold. I would have before though. Okay, I would have before actually overshot the bituman. I couldn't get it out, sorry. And now we're going to hold off. We're on a stabilised approach almost. I can hold it. Okay, and there's a beautiful landing. Now we're going to touch and go. Wing in, go, blasting off, lift off, avoid the hooks, and up we go again over the rotor. Be ready for that. Welcome to the adventure flight today, or, as I said, now you can tell, I just like a bit of this sometimes. Other times I just like to relax and have a smooth flight.
Clearly Douglas approaching the second from the southeast, will be joining crosswind from that second, runway 11,
Well, that today, concludes our video. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it, watching me getting pummeled around. I'm going to go and have some fun. I'll catch you later. See ya. Our traffic Microlight 6257 is airborne runway 12 and departing out to the south at 1,200, climbing for 2,000. Maryborough traffic. Alright, we're ready for our afternoon flight, and some of you have been asking how I set up my cameras. Well, today's actually the first time that I'm using two cameras for a while, and I've put one up the top here on the mast, which is actually using the mode that I filmed in last week as a test, which is super view, so super wide angle, and that's my Hero 4 Black. That's also got a microphone connected to it. You might be able to see the camera there. And then on the control bar on the wing here, I also have a second camera, which is just a secondary camera to see into the cockpit. So while I'm flying, I might be looking at that camera to talk to, so that you can look at my pretty face. Now, the other thing that you'll be noticing is this microphone. Now, some of you have been asking, how do I have my audio recorded on the camera? I don't actually connect it into the radio or the intercom of the aircraft. All I do is put this microphone into my headset, which then of course hears everything that is said on the radio frequencies, and with the passenger in the back seat, and of course everything I say. So that microphone just sits in my ear. It's got a little wind block on it, which is a bit of a comfort thing for my ear, and that helps me to well, it just plugs into my ear basically behind my headset and listens to the headset, everything that's said on here. So just again, there's the control bar, camera, and up the top here we have a mast camera, which is my super wide view, which will give you a view out the front of over the cockpit of the view going forward. And that's the setup.